Hi everyone, welcome to our presentation. Today we will talk about A2 milk company in Australia. The purpose of this presentation is to analyze the financial performance and position of a company in the market, which in turn makes prediction for the company's future over the next 10 years. The data below from the company's website will give investors a helpful overview. First of all, we would like to share with you the background information of the company. The A2 Milk Company is established in New Zealand in 2000 by scientist Dieter Curry Mickeland and his collaboration supporter Howard Peterson on the awareness that not all milk is similar. The company's founder, Dieter Curry Mickeland, researched in the 1990s on milk consumption and believed he laid the first stone of connection between the errant protein and illness, such as type 1 diabetes. The findings directed to the establishment of the companies in 2000. As a result, A2 Milk sends customer the message health first, and company slogan is feel the difference, which is the main criteria to create their product.
Now we will give specifically information related to risk and profit potential of A2 Milk Company. Internal industry analysis to get a clear understanding about the company. Part of 5 forces might be helpful. It is standard that allow us to take a deeper look rather than seeing only one aspect. It includes bargaining power supplier, bargaining power buyers, threat of substitutes, threats of new entrants, and degree rivalry. Now let's move to bargaining powers of supplier. In Australia, the majority of output is sold through a few wholesaler or retailer. To last some farm grain manufacturers sell goods, wholesaler retailers still keep selling multiple products in the market. As a result, the bargaining power of supplier is limited. The next one is bargaining powers of buyers. The consumer have fewer brands to choose from, resulting in a weaker bargaining position. It caused a greater sensitivity among the customer to the prices provided by various organizations in the market. Because the frequent purchasing product quality is critical, making the industry less price sensitive.
In terms of threat of new entrants, the capital requirements in this industry are high, which makes it difficult for new entrants, since major investments are required. Capital expenditure is costly due to the expensive cost of research and development. Furthermore, government policies, strict license, and legal requirements must all be met before a company can begin operating. For any of these reasons, startups have a difficult time breaking into the market, implying that the threat of new entrants is low. Moving on to the threat of substitute. Overall, the danger of replacement goods or services is low in the industry, since there are only a few alternatives that can meet the same quality standards but are far more expensive. The A2 Milk Company, on the other hand, sells at a lower price than competitors while maintaining acceptable quality. As a result, the A2 Milk Company is more likely to be chosen by customers, and the danger of substitutes is minor. Regarding degree of rivalry, owing to high fixed costs, milk producers are forced to work at a full capacity. As a result, when demand drops, these businesses will lower their prices, making current firm rivalry a powerful force. The industry is susceptible to supply and demand imbalances, which often result in overproduction. In order for their company's product to sell, these reinforcing firms must lower their cost. The industry exit barriers are particularly high due to high capital and asset expenditure required to operate, as well as the government regulations and limitations. Therefore, amid low earnings, businesses in the industry are unable to shut down.
To illustrate the A2 Milk's competitive strategy analysis, the presentation will perform the differentiation factors of a company. In A2 Milk's context, the different strategies displayed through the quality and manufacture process of milk. Clearly, A2 Milk sends customers the message health first, which is the main criteria to create their product. In terms of quality, ordinary milk and A1 milk contains beta-caseins that easily causes digestive problems, while A2 is made with a standard amount of lactose and offers a lot of chemical benefits because of its protein content and numerous vitamins and calcium without antibiotics. Moreover, the A2 milk production process is strict thanks to the genetic testing process, and it takes 5 years to breed cows with 100% genetic A2. These factors help A2 milk discriminate in the market, and the price of this type of milk is higher than the other in the same place.
The next part our report is to examine the A2 milk balance sheet for 5 years. And firstly, the company receivable have declined dramatically over the last 5 years. This demonstrates the efficiency of A2 milk policy on controlling debt from debtors, which make the firm's cash flow increase over the 5-year period. Regarding to non-current assets, the company spent a lot of money on land, factory, and facility in 2016 and 2017, and there are no long-term and short-term loans of the company, and the company does not borrow capital from outside sources. However, the company has a long-term loans of 12,153 in 2020, which had yet to be announced, but analysts believe can be considered a credit deal of the company with the bank. And from the analyst above, it can be seen that A2 milk share operation of the last 5 years have been successful. Continuously, we will analyze A2 milk's income statement to get a comprehensive view of the company's revenue, expenses, and overall profit or loss. A2 milk still achieved high revenue growth, raised the firm's profit, and made more money from its milk product supply and services, like the extra special care that A2 milk takes from cow to consumer, as well as how the business educates and engages with its customer. And a higher gross profit margin of A2 milk companies is achieved by increasing revenue, thus lowering the cost of products sold per product.
Regarding profitability analysis, it includes return on equity and return on asset. Return on equity is a metric that compares how much money a A2 milk company makes in relation to the amount of money it invests. The proportion of A2 milk in 2018 was the highest, approximately 2 times its figure in 2020. The main reason for an increase in 2018 is a lower decrease of financial leverage. It shows that A2 milk has a low level of interest payments, which could positively impact the company's return on equity. While the figure in 2017 was significantly lower, ROA changed due to the change of foreign currency translation gain in income statement. Looking at the data above, it is immediately obvious that A2 milk has a high proportion in both ROE and ROA.
Concerning operating management evaluation, it can be seen that A2 milk revenue managed well because they an increasingly high gross profit margin of A2 milk from 2016 to 2020. Regarding to earning before interest and taxes, this company is still good because it's high in 2 years, 2017 and 2018, but there is a decreasing from the following years. Illustrates that a company profitability is low. Now let's move to investment management evaluation. Regarding the net working capital to sales ratio, this company shows that because it has a lower than 1 net working capital to sales in 5 years, it indicates a future liquidity problem. Concerning account receivable turnover, the company shows that has high account receivable in 2020. This means the collection of receivable is effective, but the previous year generated lower account receivable turnover. That's why the more money the business occupied with, the more cash will decrease.
A2 Milk has a high current ratio, which tests the company's ability to repay short-term loans with current assets. The current ratio's proportion increased marginally, indicating that its resources aren't being fully utilized. The company is operating with a higher margin of safety than it is needed, which is stifling its growth. This ensures that the funds would remain trapped in the company's working capital rather than being put to productive use. Despite the effects of COVID-19, A2 Milk received even more cash and cash equivalents in 2020 than it had ever received before, resulting in a dramatic improved recurrent ratio. A2 Milk has a reputation for being a debt-free enterprise. However, in 2020, A2 Milk borrowed a long-term debt for the first time in 4 years. Yet, the company has the ability to collect leverage in the future. Therefore, the investors are concerned about the company's long-term debt in 2020, but the company did not respond to whether it was a A2 credit contract or not. The primary aspect of driving market growth is increasing consumer health awareness, which leads to increased consumption of A2 milk, as well as expanding the portfolio of the company. High prices and substitutes are the major constraints that are expected to slow the market's growth. Based on historical data, it is predicted that the percentage will continue to fall in the future because it is uncertain how long the pandemic will last for. No profit margin for the next few years is expected to grow on a small scale, demonstrating the firm is slowly improving the quality of managing their total cost. In addition, the beginning net long-term assets to sales ratio and the percentage of beginning net working capital to sales are projected to gradually increase for the next few years. The debt to capital ratio has continued to grow, indicating that the business has more debt than capital, and it foreshadows the risk. The A2 Milk Company follows the zero dividend policy, which offers no dividend to its shareholders. Since the business is growing and developing, any profits earned will be used as investment for the future development.
In the next part, we will use Orman's Z-score model that predicts whether a company will go bankrupt in the next 2 years. From the analysis on our report, it can be seen that A2 Milk has brought a highly Z-score that's approximately 4.33 and positive ratio, implying that the business chance of bankruptcy in the next 2 years is very low and almost impossible to occur.
In brief, this report aims to allow the company's financial performance and position for the company's future as well. The analysis was based on the year-to-year combination of financial data from this company and the reports available in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. Also, the reports of the A2 Milk and the calculation of 5 years ratio demonstrate that this company is a strong performer because it has seen the most consistent growth in revenue and profit, which is good for shareholders and potential investors. In future, this company will be more successful as it is a vital product for everyone and brings many benefits to user health in the market. Therefore, it is highly recommended that A2 Milk should be a good choice from an investment perspective due to the strong overall performance.